Let me explain you the new workout. The new workout is that you are getting data in same format. Same format means same header name and same data. Even the sheet name is going to remain same like this. This data you get for collections as well as you get data for sales. Due to some audit requirement, you have to hear some of these calls. So the mandate says that you need to take 6% sample per agent in case of sales calling and 10% sample in case of collections calling. So if this data belongs to collections, you need to take 10% of the sample. However, with that comes some other clarifications. For example, you need to take at least one call irrespective of type of call. It's a sale or calling, at least one call per agent is required. So what does it mean? If somebody has made only 5 calls, 6% of that probably will mean just 0.4 or 0.6. But in that case also you need to take at least one call. Secondly, in case of sales calling you need to take floor. So if 6% comes to be 4.6, you need to take 4. And if 6% comes 0.6, you need to take 1 because one record has to be taken. In case of collections, you need to take ceiling. So what does it mean? If 10% comes 4.6, you will take 5. However, if 10% comes 0.6, again you will take 1 because at least one call per agent is required, mandatory. So what are you going to learn in this particular workout? You are going to learn 2-3 things here. First of all, how to keep the tool and data separate. So what you need to understand, probably you will be converting this into tool and we'll get data of this kind every day. And what we will do, will ensure that our program can run on this kind of data and can generate what is required. So what I'm going to do in the first go, I'm going to use pivot table, Vlookup, floor, ceiling, all these commands to do these tasks. So that's it's going to be the first part. And in the part 2, I'm going to explain you that how do you edit the code so that Vlookup, pivot table, everything can happen irrespective of how much data we are going to get here. So here if you look at, we have 332 rows. If you look at here, we had 317 rows. So irrespective of what is the number of rows, it should work and it should generate the result. So now let me do this way, that at least first start with recording the macro, and in the next part I am going to edit that macro. So because I want to keep the tool and data separate, keep a note, I'll make recording in this particular workbook, and this is the only workbook which is XLXM. If you look at all other workbook, these are just XLX file. So these are general Excel file, which this is how the software will send data to us. However, this is which we will be using to do these tasks automatically in a very fast manner. So first let's start view, macro and record macro. We'll call it macro 1, let it be, because we'll edit it anyway. So let's go to collections. So we need to do it for per agent. So first thing what we are going to do is that we are going to first sort this data. So I'm going to press Ctrl Shift down and right key so that everything gets selected. I'll say data, sort, and then I'm going to put agent name A to Z. That's it. It should sort the data. So the data has got sorted. I can do one more thing here. I can probably do it this way, data, agent, and I can add one more level here, that call record identifier. Let it happen that way. So per agent, all the records will come in a sorted way. So that's the first part. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a pivot table. So I'm going to create a pivot table, but before that let me create a sheet and call this sheet as control sheet, because I'll control my program from here. So I'll go here, insert pivot table, existing worksheet. I'll go to this control sheet and I'll add it here. or let me add it here rather. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to take agent's name and I'm going to count that how many record he has. So he has got 35, like that he has got. Keep in mind, in collections we were supposed to take 10% of these. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take here like sample size and I'm going to use interim because I'll have to use one more formula here. So what I'm going to do here is just 0.1 into this. But if you recall, we were supposed to do ceiling here. So this is the formula that we are going to use. And we are going to just go to one place of decimal. So that's what is giving me. 10% would have given 3.5. It has given me this 4. This I don't need anyway. And if at all I would have needed floor, I would have used this kind of formula, floor, right? And that would have given me, see, look at it, will give me 3, right? If I do this, this will give me 3. But anyway, this was more to explain how I'm going to take. I'm going to take actually ceiling. Right. So if you look at, I'm done with the ceiling, but I need to put one more thing. The case if it is less than 1, I need to actually take at least 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a formula which is like this: max, this and 1. That will ensure that every time at least 1 gets selected, right? So I did this here. I can actually drag it here, as well as I can go from here to here. So now I'm ready. I know for each alpha I need to take 4, for beta I need to 6, like that. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put here that number identifier. So number identifier. So what I'm going to do here, if this is not same as this one, then 1. Otherwise, what I'm going to do here is that it will be E1 plus 1. So just understand what is going to happen. This has given 1 because obviously it is not going to remain same. It will keep changing till the time it is getting alpha. Look at here, the moment it changed alpha, it became 1 again. Why? Because beta is not same as alpha, so it again started with 1. So if you look at it, is giving you cumulative count of records, correct? Beta, the moment beta changed, again it became 1. So it's just a smart use of formula. You can take a look at the formula, or you can download the Excel to see it. Now what I'm going to do next is that I need to put the size required, because that's the size that we have given. That we can get is always, I can use Vlookup. I need to take a record of alpha, go to control sheet, and I can do from here to here. In fact, what you can understand that this is probably, here we can be a little smart and we can do it like this, so that whatever is the size of this, it will not matter and it will take it. And now I can say give me third column, which is giving me size interim. Sorry, now the size interim is not size interim, it's actually the final size. So I'll change that, but that doesn't change anything. It is giving me that I require size 4, for alpha. For beta I required 6. So everything is here. Now what I can suggest, take indicator for example, and I can say if this is less than equal to this, then it is Y, else it is no, right? So now look at what is happening. It is saying take these 4 records, don't take these. It is saying take these 4 records, 6 record, don't take these. So if you look at, this is how it is happening. In fact, probably I could have become little more smart, and in lieu of sorting it by agent and call identifier, I could have done it other way. Let me do it this way. Means like otherwise his only the first few records will come, and that way this person will become, I should say, very clever, that he has to take, everybody has to take the first few records, very very clear way. Otherwise he can just afford to be okay, because he will know that after first 10% of his call, other calls will not get monitored. So let me introduce one more column here, that will help a lot. So what I'm going to do, that I'm going to use a random number, and I'm going to use that just the rand formula, right? That way this person will never be sure that which call of his will be taken. Now once I have done that, I'll just copy and paste this special so that it doesn't change all the time, and let me sort it again. So I'm going to do data sort, and this time in lieu of call record I'll just do random. So that way this person will never be sure which one of his will come. Now let me go here again, this formula, let me just run it so that it has come. Vlookup would not have changed anyway, and now this 4 record, not necessarily his first few record has come. So if you look at after this, it's like things are pretty simple, because what you need to do is just the filter and take it here. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to go data, filter, I will put take indicator equal to y. So it has given me everything that is required. I can do control shift down, and I can go to view. Let me just go to home here rather, and look at something here, which is like different things are in the editing option that you have. I believe there is something which says take visible cells only. Let me just see that if at all I find that, or if it is directly happening. So if you look at, after selecting, what I'm going to do home, and here you look at, you have go to spatial and say visible cells only. That will ensure that only those cells which are visible will get copied. So you do control C. Now you come to sample sheet and you paste it here, and you can paste like this also, so that it comes formatted. Now you look at, for alpha it has just taken those 4 records which was supposed to be taken. For beta it has taken those 6 records. So if you look at that complicated task that we wanted is done. Now let's come here, right, and stop the macro. So our macro is ready, and we have been able to achieve the task manually in case of collections. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save as this, so that when I'll do it programmatically, I can actually check that things are fine or not, things are happening or not. But if you look at right now, it is at least able to do the job. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it done case, so that I know that this is done, but my original data is intact, and I'll use it I'll run on that programmatically. But what you need to understand, because I have used random, not necessarily I'm going to get these 4. I can get anything, but all said and done, for alpha I should get only 4, for beta I should get only 6, like that.